Hello everybody and welcome back to another fantastic Motorsport Manager video with me. And yes, picking up, we're heading into obviously the Munich Grand Prix now. Got a few more parts to do, finish building an engine, championship update from Kurt. Can we fit any new parts to the cars to improve their performance? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, that new engine is alright. It comes out with pretty decent reliability out the gate. Means I'm not going to have to do too much fiddling on it and fiddling with it. Great thing is now, the next engine I produce on start to build, I'm going to get two of for the price of one. Which is going to be fantastic. It's going to be an epic level engine as well, look. Okay, can't use that now. I would say drop the reliability. Build that? I missed out on a trick there. I should have dropped the reliability option and gone for the two extra parts. I need to start planning for next year, really, and that's probably, I'm still too focused on this year's performance when I don't really need to be, because obviously my objective, I'm not trying to win this season. I'm just trying to avoid being last. But I should probably be developing better parts for next season's car. Brakes facility, wind tunnel, test track. I'm going to build a test track because it allows us to make better engines. So I'm going to start building that. It's 7 million quid. But, you know, whilst we've got a bit of spare cash, let's get some infrastructure in place which is going to help us down the road. World Motorsport Championship, that's ticking along nicely. Travelling to Munich. Bit of pre-race gossip, that's never usually anything exciting. 16th or above. Going to play it a bit conservative and a bit safe this time because obviously I missed out in the last race achieving my sponsor's objective, so I'm not going to make that mistake again this time on a track that again probably isn't suited to me and my car, and it's going to be difficult for us to really get maybe a high placed finish. Take the safe option, top 16, we'll get some money, we'll make a little bit of a profit, but not a great deal. Just stops us basically, you know, burning through our cash fund. That's going to be a problem for me later in the season and in the second season when I've got better drivers and the cars start to achieve better results, which means I then have to start paying bonuses. Suddenly my expenses for going racing becomes very expensive, not just in, you know, the running cost of the car, but in the wages and the bonuses and stuff. Then I start to lose money from races regardless of where I finish and what sponsor I pick, and that then has a serious impact on your finances. Anyway, we're going to set up Gomez's car again. It's not really, although I think it's at this point it's a bit of a waste of time because as a driver, he is just not performing. I don't know what's up with him, and I don't quite know what's up with him, why he's such a misery arse at the minute. For lack of, you know, better terms. He never seems happy. You can't make him happy. Nothing you can do can improve his morale. He's like permanently fixed at 0. And you just see it in his racing performances, how bad he's been. Especially when Lara's come in, you know, brand new driver, brand new to the team, and she's just come in and got straight to work. Dive straight in, you know, and she's achieving the best results the team's achieved so far this season. She's had our best finishes. So, yeah. I would love to have another Lara, really. If I could find another driver exactly like her that pays me to be in the car, pays me to let her race, that would be fantastic. But to be fair, I don't think there are a lot of high quality paid drivers kicking about in this game, unless you've got access to, you know, the highest level scouting facilities and stuff. She's really, you know, the one diamond amongst all the, you know, coal, basically. I got lucky to sign her, and to be honest, if I can retain her services, you know, I think I've got to sign for this season and next season. If I can retain her services for the third season and beyond, I'll have done very well, because chances are she's going to be wanting to race for bigger and better teams at that point. And bigger and better teams may just be trying to sway her and throw bigger and better money at her than I can afford. But yeah, I'm certainly at this point looking at my driver lineup and thinking to myself, Gomez could do with being replaced as a main driver. I'm still thinking of keeping him in the team, maybe as my reserve driver. I still feel he has a role. You know, he's got a pretty decent feedback score, which means if I ever do need to put him into practice and anything, he can help me settle the car for a race weekend if I need to. And obviously pre-season testing and stuff, his feedback would be very useful. But I want someone who can, you know, just perform better on the track. He's a little bit weak at times. He tends to lose a lot of ground at the start, tends to let people bully him and abuse him and push him about. He tends to lose a lot of places at the start of a race, and then he kind of just meanders along then through the rest of the race. He never seems to regain ground. He never seems sort of fighting and battling for positions and overtakes. He's kind of waiting for everybody else to trip up around him. Whereas at least Lara's going to go out there and race people and, you know, take positions and, you know, fight for places, which is what I want from both my drivers, and I think Gomez lacks that. So certainly for the future, I'm going to look at replacing him as a driver. There's a couple of people I've already scouted who are quite good. They don't have the pay driver trait though, which is a shame, so they will be expensive. They will be a cost to me, but at the end of the day, if I get better results, I'm going to make more money. I'm going to make, you know, higher championship positions, get me better rewards come the end of the season. So yeah, over the course of the season I'll lose more money, but then the payoff at the end of it will hopefully offset that. Okay, so we've finished. Well, let's see, we've had a good practice there, third and fourth. Okay, pretty much everybody ran for whatever reason on the intermediate tyres. I don't recall it raining in that session, or I may have blinked and missed it. So I'm not sure if that's a fairly accurate representation of the grid, because everyone was running around on the wrong tyres. Do they know something I don't? Is it going to be a wet race? If that's the case, I could be in serious trouble. Well, it depends. Again, wet races sometimes suit me better, because I can run longer on the slick tyres before having to switch, which allows me to set some faster lap times and make some ground. And then at the same time, when the track starts to dry, my car seems to be better suited to switch into slicks earlier, which is always a bonus, because then that means I can start slamming in some quick lap times again. So it's almost like I get a double bonus. Yeah, it is raining a bit. It's going to start to rain. It's raining at the start of this race. That annoys me, because you spend so much time in practice working on getting your preferred tyres trim level and bonus locked in, and then come the race, it's completely scuppered by the fact that it's raining. So you're going to be running on tyres that aren't going to give you any performance bonuses, or, you know, it feels like a bit of a handicap now, the fact that it's a wet race. And I've put so much time into working on the soft tyres in practice. Laura's banging away, she's accelerating away. Gomez, hey, Gomez is actually doing quite well. He's fighting for once, off the grid, off the start. He's not going backwards yet. Give him time, there he goes. Starting to lose out now. Oh no. Trouble is, he'll leave the inside open and everyone will banzai up the inside of him. Or just force him off the track like that. Gomez, get on the circuit, man. The black stuff is where you're supposed to be driving, okay? Stay off the greeny stuff and the white stuff. Stay on the black stuff. That's where you drive fastest. He come through that unscathed though. That was quite handy. That could have been a collision or a spin. And really, I say, every video I say this, it annoys me how at the start of a race there are cars around you with reliability issues already. Lap 1, and there's a second place car has reliability problems on his car. He's got failing parts or a mechanical issue, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on them. He'll run around the whole race like that, whereas me, I'll start getting the flashing symbol, and then within a couple of laps my cars are likely to retire. That's the forecast. And it's still going to keep raining, so keep running around on the inters. Probably does us a favour actually, it being wet. It stops everyone swarming past us, all the quicker cars. The rain does tend to level up the playing field and equalise everybody's performance. Oh, there's been a crash. No, we're not going to pit for the safety car. It is... We're just going to back everything off. Stop pushing your tyres, conserve your fuel. And just cruise around there. It'd be worth pitting, obviously, if we were, you know, 10 laps into the race. Then it probably pays off to pit. But not this early. Because the other cars aren't going to pit, so you're not going to gain anything. Like I say, the rain's not going to come barreling down. It's not going to get so wet that cars are going to be diving in to change to wet tyres. And no one's going to gamble for slicks yet, because it's going to get a little bit wetter still before it gets dry. Oh well, we'll take this, save some fuel, shortens the race up for us a bit, because we'll be able to go a little bit longer now on our first stint. Gives us some options that we could do a long second stint and then a quick splash and grab at the end, or we could do a splash and grab in the middle and then try to make the third and final stint the longest, the one that pays off. We'll see. Options now. Love it when a race gives you options. Tyres are getting nice and cool, so I'm going to be able to push them at the restart and have plenty of fuel on board. Still going to get wet. Still going to get wetter yet. Hopefully be able to make these inters last this whole wet period and not have to pit for inters again. so I can hopefully ditch these for the slicks at my first pit stop and never look back. Safety car's heading into the garage at the end of this lap, which means racing will resume. Tyres are getting a little bit cool, don't worry about it. I will switch your strategy back up just before the safety car peels in to give you a couple of corners to start already getting heat and life back in, so you're actually a bit better prepared for the restart. Because the other drivers, they won't change their strategy until we've got the green flag, so I can steal a bit of a trick on them there by changing mine a little bit early. So let's keep an eye on where we're positioned. I want to make sure pretty much when we're coming round to the last series of corners that we crank the strategy up again. Right, let's have a look. Safety car should start to maybe accelerate away soon. Give us some room, ready for the restart. Like I say, I'm going to switch my strategy up now, so the tyres can start to get some heat into them before we start that sprint down the main straight. See, we're the only ones doing it. We're the only ones doing it. And Laura's going to bolt for it now. She's going to go. But she's getting out dragged here. She's getting out dragged. No, she's done alright. She's got through the first corner. Still in the lead. Of course, all the drivers will be pushing now. They'll be running full beams on their engine mode because they've been able to save fuel for quite a few laps. They'll be pushing the tyres. Yeah, everybody's pretty much running full tilt. We're a little bit conservative on the engine mode. We're saving fuel because, again, ideally I don't want to have to do 2 stints on inters. I would like to run these until the track's dry enough for slicks and then call it a day. It's going to start to dry off in a few laps, so stay as we are for now. There's no point pitting for wets, because no point. Track's not wet enough for wets. Gomez is just sitting in and holding 3rd place. He's not really making any inroads on Sadat, whatever his name is. Sadat. We've got Valdes behind him and John's daughter. And then Gerard and Tang. Obviously we've lost Yar. He crashed out. Few drivers having a few collisions in the wet conditions, getting themselves drive-through penalties, and obviously damage to the cars that they need to repair. So that's good. The more drivers that do that, again, the more of an advantage I gain in position. I'm thinking now we may have possibly been a little bit too cautious with our sponsor's objective. If I'd have known this race was going to be wet, if I'd bothered looking at the forecast and paying attention, I would have gone for the 9th or above objective and made sure I got more money, because I think there's a good chance we're going to finish in the top 9. With one car at least. You know, 16, our current sponsors, which is perhaps a little bit too cautious and conservative. Because, like I say, to finish outside the top 16, we would have to do really, really woeful. Laura may possibly lose the lead in the next lap or two. I'm just running a little bit conservative at this point, just to make sure I get to my pit window. So I'm just backing up a little bit now, the field, as I come to the end of my tyre life and my fuel life. But I'm still at this point I don't want to pit yet because the track's too wet for slicks. See, Gomez is going backwards again. He's dropped to 6th place. That is a bad sign. He must have spun or had some kind of incident. Again, that I didn't pay attention to the messages at the time. Because he was running quite happily in 3rd place. But he's going to have to pit. And unfortunately that means he's going to be running on the inters for his 2nd stint. So now I'm in a position where I'm thinking to myself, I don't want the track to dry out. Otherwise he'll have to pit again and that'll be a completely wasted stop. And waste of time. I've been unlucky here because it's not stopped raining fast enough and the track hasn't begun to dry out soon enough. Because of that, I am going to have to run another stint on inters. Great. My strategy may have been undone here. May have been undone. We shall see. We shall have to see how it goes. It's tense stuff now. You've got to admit. It's tense stuff. We can all pile in the pits together at the same time. The 2nd place man's pitting this lap. Lara's about to run out of fuel. Hopefully she can get to the pits. I think she can. We've done alright there. And a good pit stop. No mistakes on the refueling, no mistakes on the tyres. That's a nice change for Lara. Her pit crew are learning. They're getting their act together because they have done badly in the last couple of races on some of the stops. Lara's still in 2nd. Gomez is up to 7th. Happy days. Happy days. I'll tell you what, she's chasing down the first place man. Ever so quickly. She's going to pass him. She's going to pass him. I bet he's run out of fuel. How slow he's going, I would say he's run out of fuel. Or tyres or something. Because you don't drive that slowly for no reason. I reckon fuel. He's probably run out of fuel. He's probably got his strategy a little bit wrong. He's ran a little bit too long. So now we're first and fifth. Oh, what up? I'll tell you what, I've been very, very conservative with my sponsor's objective for this race. I really should have gone 9th or above, shouldn't I? I've played it far too safe. Anytime there's weather involved, we are going to be right up there. The track's still going to stay quite wet. It's still going to stay very, very wet, this track. Lara may unfortunately lose this leading position. She could. Gomez drops to 6th. And Lara's now in 2nd. Okay. The cream is starting to rise to the top, as they say. The better cars, the better drivers are slowly now. Gomez has gone to 9th. Tang has been given a penalty drive-through for causing a collision. Did he hit Gomez? Has he just hit Gomez? That would explain why he's taken that position. Crash Happy Tang. Again. The Maldonado of Motorsport Manager. Honestly, driving anywhere near that guy is scary as hell. Right, we're over halfway now. Oh, dropped to 3rd. Oh, again, yeah. John's daughter, etc. They're better they are, you know, better teams. Better cars. I expect them to climb to the top of the table. There you go. Don't lose 5th place though, please, Lara. Please. Especially not to a car that's got a reliability problem. It's got mechanical failure. Oh, she has done as well. Can someone explain to me how these cars can run with broken parts for the whole races? Again, I know that's me gripe and I seem to go on about it every single race, but it certainly seems to be an issue. Brakes are failing on Lara's car. At the next stint I'm going to have to repair those. Again, I'm not taking chances. of reliability. Are we going to be running? No, I put too much fuel in. There's only 7 laps remaining. Yeah, I can run full, you know, beans for those 7 laps. Do I fix the suspension? Yeah, might as well. He wasn't crying about it, but there's always the chance. There is always the chance. Gomez is actually going to come in first. That's interesting. Out they go. Ooh. No, shut up, Lara. You're not pitting for inters. It's stopped raining. The track will now dry out. You need to be on the soft tyres. And finally we get to use our race trim and tyre trim bonus that we picked up from practice with 5 laps left. Well, again, we've reached the point in the race where there's that many retirees we can't finish outside the sponsor's objective. However, again, I wish at this point I'd gone for the slightly bolder decision to finish 9th or above, because I would have made more money from this race. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to hold them. You know, as the gambler says. You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to run. And you never count your money while you're sitting at the table. There's time enough for counting when the dealing's done. That's a great song, that is. I love that song. Old classic, but I love it. But yeah, 4th and 7th. That's an interesting position. Interesting finish to the race. I like it. We did well. Picked up some more great points, which should hopefully move us further away from the bottom of the table, away from that last position we don't want to be in, and hopefully guarantee that we're going to meet our season's target come the end of the race season. You know, again, another solid race performance. Gomez has done really well in this race to finish 7th. Lara again is just showing her worth. She's a phenomenal driver. 4th place again. What a solid result from her. Absolutely amazing drive. Making my very averagely crap car look a lot better than it really is. A lot of retirees in this race. We've done well. We have done very well. Yeah. Oh, 6th and 7th. How did she lose 2 positions? I don't get that. What went wrong? What happened? I blinked and I missed it. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention. How did I lose 4th place? That's the trouble when you start fast forwarding the race at the later stages. You do sometimes miss out on some of the action. I thought I was going to be 4th and 7th. Huh. Slightly more disappointing result. Then, yeah, not bad, not bad. Obviously not going to get penalised on the rules. 6th and 7th still. Nobody got demoted for having illegal bits, but there's quite a few drive-through penalties handed out in that race. There we go. 9th place. Okay, so we didn't make up as much room as I wanted to make up, but we're still moving in the right direction. So thank you for watching, everybody. Join me again in the next episode. For now, remember to hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. You're a great audience. Thank you, and I'll see you all again very soon.